Hey guys, Oblivion here, coming at you with a duel with one of my subscribers, Blue Eyes Sorcerer. Actually, right now I'm going to be testing out the Turbo Burn deck that I kind of got from one of my subscribers I recently dueled. That our duel video is on the channel. Basically, he was using some type of Burn Turbo deck, which I really did enjoy. So I'm going to be testing out my own variant of the deck. So right now I am playing Turbo Burn, and my opponent here is playing Lavals. I don't know if it's TCG Lavals, but he's playing Lavals. So here I'm just going to normal summon the Cyber Larva. That's just for stall. I only run it for stall, that's about it. But he's gonna end phase MST my Starlight Road, which is okay, whatever. So here I see the Molten Convection field, and I'm just like, fuck, not first turn Quasar. But yeah, he's just gonna, you know, mill his maiden, and I'm gonna say that's okay. And then he mills a miller. So I'm just like, what the hell? But then he ends up using a Lakeside Lady's effect to go and banish yourself to go and destroy a set card. So that's okay, that's cool. I still have my larva on the field, you know. But then he dark holes. So I'm like, fuck, if he ends up getting Quasar out this turn, I'm gonna get fucked over. But instead, he just ends up normal summoning the Cannoneer and attacking directly for 1700. So I draw into a Turbo Booster. That really isn't gonna help me, so I'm just going to just end my turn right there. I don't really have the necessary cards to go into my play. But then he normal summon the Magician, and this is where I decide to go in Battle Fader. But then I realize that he is going to go and sync off to a Stardust, which Stardust kind of kills this deck because you know, Turbo Booster kind of relies on what was I gonna say? Kind of relies on destroying the monster. So you know, Stardust is there. So unfortunately, Stardust will be the one that gets destroyed. So I end up just going into Plan B and switching Battle Fader into attack position, and you know, just doing the shenanigans. But then he activates another Molten Convection field, and I'm just like, oh god. So he ends up going to go and mill his stupid Handmaiden, because I really do dislike Lavals. I think the Rekindling is just too broken. I think it should be at 2-1. But either way, even if Rekindling was like at 1 or at 2, they would still have enough power to search it out with Gold Sark and stuff like that. But he's going to go and normal summon the Cannoneer, and he can't really do anything. But then I noticed that Genix Neutron still gets his effect to search out the tuner. So I go and I decide to you know, banish both of them to draw 2 cards. But then my subscriber here, he tells me that Genix Neutron still gets its effect because it was normal summon. So I draw the 2 cards, and then I go search out for my tuner, which is Jet Rocket Turbo Booster. I'm sorry guys. So I end up just normal summoning. I end up just yeah, special summoning the Turbo so I could have something to fall back on, so he doesn't go and take a big chunk of my life. So he ends his turn with a set card. So I'm like, oh fuck. So I end up just normal summoning the Turbo Rocket. I end up drawing into another one, which is perfectly fine because it's good damage. So I end up just normal summoning the Turbo Rocket, and he says it's okay. So I end up attacking, taking a risk to see if that's a Mirror Force or some shit like that. And then I change Spirit Barrier so I don't take any damage, and he takes half a Stardust attack. So that would be 1250. So you know, he takes the whole damage, but then I explain that it's only half the damage, so it's okay. So that's basically how I win the duel with Turbo Rocket. Since Turbo Rocket does not destroy, I could have gone into Turbo Cannon, but the thing is, he would have negated that with Stardust, and then I would have probably lost because yeah, I probably wouldn't have gone back from that. But I draw into another Turbo Booster, and I'm debating on going into a Magician, but I'm like, Magician really is going to be completely useless because she has 2100 defense, which Stardust could easily get over. So he ends up attacking with, I end up attacking again with Turbo Booster, and that's basically how I just win the duel. But then he's going to go into an XYZ, and I'm just like, oh fuck, is there any XYZs that could pop back row? But, you know, 2 fires, so I'm like, I'm not that worried. And he goes into I'm sorry guys, I have the hiccups right now. He goes into a Laval chain, and he's going to decide to use the effect to detach one, and he's going to go and put a monster card at the top of his deck. But he forgets to detach here, but it's okay, I remind him later. And then he tells me that, you know, it's kind of stupid because he basically cannot get over that lock. And basically right now, if he top decks Heavy Storm, I would probably lose the duel, unfortunately. But whatever. He ends up just he's taking his time. He's really debating. Like I said, he can't really do much because his Stardust is giving me the game. So you know, because I'm just taking. It's like I'm playing Watts. I'm just poking for 1250 every turn. So I'm just so scared that he's going to go in top deck a fucking a Mirror Force or a Heavy Storm that I'll fucking lose. But I end up getting a safe zone. So I'm like, okay, safe zone could be useful to me. So I end up just attacking again, and yeah. So here he is going to go. I think he's gonna. What was he gonna do? Oh yeah, he's gonna use Lakeside Ladies effect, and I'm going to go and chain to Stardust. I actually thought Stardust would have gotten destroyed if chained to safe zone, but he could negate it. So, but you see me here asking my subscriber because he's really good with rulings. So I end up just asking to see if I'm correct, but I end up being not correct. So he ends up just negating it with Stardust. So that's my stupidity there. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, he ended up taking it back, and so it's cool. So yeah, so I top deck a Starlight Rose. So I'm like, okay, I'm not worried at all anymore for Heavy Storm. I'm totally cool with Heavy Storm. But so yeah, I end up just attacking again with Turbo Boost. I end up normal summoning another Turbo Booster to get in more damage, but he ends up solemn judgmenting me. So I'm like, oh, you kind of helped me out there with the burning. So I don't really think that was such a good idea. And he ends up like realizing it, but hey, whatever. So either way, it was bound to happen. And I just attack, and then I attack. If I attack one more time, that's it. He's basically done for. But in this move, he ends up kind of coming back. He ends up top decking over Kindling. So I'm like, oh, fuck. But then I realized he only has one handmaiden in the grave, so you can't really go into a lot of synchro stuff. But you know, just whatever. And he ends up using Cannoneer's effect to burn me for 500, which is perfectly fine with me. I still have a lot of ways to go. So. He's looking at his extra deck. He's probably thinking on what he could possibly do. And then I realized, holy shit, there's that lava monster that bounces shit back. I'm like, fuck. But either way, I do have Spirit Barrier, and, you know, so it doesn't really matter to me. I really personally don't care. Again, I have Spirit Barrier. So he ends up, yeah, shuffling back to Lavos, and he ends up getting the Magma Cannoneer. But again, I have Spirit Barrier, so I don't really give a shit. So yeah, let's see. He's going to end up attacking the Turbo Booster. I take no damage because of Spirit Barrier, and then he's going to end up attacking the Turbo Rocket. But here is where I misplay. I misplay saying that I take no damage and they cannot get destroyed by battle. The whole did not take damage is true, but it does get destroyed. The only way that Turbo Booster does not get destroyed is if I attack with it. So I basically go and attack for game. So yeah, guys, that's basically the duel. Hopefully you guys enjoy. This was kind of a slow duel, but I will be having more duels with the Turbo Burn. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and this has been Oblivion. Catch you guys later.